Hi, I'm Dr. Patrick Garrett. I'm the medical director for the National Cleaning Challenge, and today I want to talk to you about apple cider vinegar. So, a lot of you guys probably know that there's a lot of information on this, there's a lot of people using it, but is it hype or is it gimmick? What is it? Well, apple cider vinegar is just a fermented form of apples, right? It creates about 20 different acids and sometimes beneficial yeast in there too. And of course, it's fermented, so it's an active live culture, which is awesome. So you can have the mother in there, which is sometimes called a SCOBY. That's a symbiotic colony of beneficial bacteria and yeast. Some people call it the mother, some people call it a mushroom. I really like to call it a SCOBY because mushroom seems disgusting for some reason in the bottom of that thing. So it looks more like a pancake, you know. If you've ever made kombucha, that's really good, and that uses a SCOBY also. So that's awesome. It's beneficial acids, beneficial bacteria, and what do we use it for? So by far, one of the most popular uses for it is for acne. And so we have patients that first time use, instant cure. And so, you know, one of the things is you have a certain amount of pH balance to your body. And a lot of us, you know, we keep hearing this kind of alkalize, but really a lot of that's kind of gimmicky. Although what they tell you to eat is really actually super healthy food, acids are also beneficial. And so that acid will change the pH of the skin to make it inhospitable to bad bacteria, but it'll also add good bacteria to that skin too, and the acids will help the skin heal and naturalize, right? And so typically, you know, you might dilute it and just put a lot, you can spritz it on your face, or you can just kind of pat your face like this. And maybe before you go to bed, there's a little bit of vinegary smell, but you know, it dissipates very quickly. Some people like to put a little coconut oil on afterwards, and that's fine. But it's really beneficial. I mean, that is just awesome. It's also great for drinking. So like type 2 diabetics, there's studies out of University of Arizona, but they're just repeating the old studies. But they're really excited by the fact that 2 teaspoons, 2 minutes before a meal actually is just as effective as metformin, but it doesn't kill you in the process, right? And so that's awesome for everybody. I mean, basically don't eat a bunch of crap. That's the easiest way. But for a lot of people that are trying to reverse diabetes or reverse hypoglycemia or hyperglycemia a lot faster, apple cider vinegar is awesome for that, along with other fermented foods, but that's an easy way to do it. Now, white vinegar is what you clean with, but apple cider vinegar is what you're going to eat, right? Bragg's has a good brand of that. I think Heinz has one, but just make sure it's a live culture, that the mother's in there. And for the last little part of this, the guys need to put on earmuffs, right? So like this. It's a great thing to use for to help restore vaginal pH and also vaginal probiotics. So you know, a lot of women have a lot of problems with vaginal dryness, also chronic UTIs, chronic yeast infections. Well, it isn't yeast that's the problem. It isn't bacteria that's the problem. It's those natural barriers that's the problem. They're not there. And so you can take a little spritz bottle and, you know, spritz that area. You don't want to use soap ever, right? But that will help naturally bring in more good bacteria. But that pH will actually make it inhospitable to E. coli, which is the most common cause of urinary tract infections. So it's a wonderful, cheap, super cheap way of fixing the body and using natural medicine in a very productive way. So I hope that helps, and I hope you guys are doing awesome in the challenge, and you know, I think that's great. So I'll talk to you later.